What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful, delicious, plump, smoky, spicy buffalo chicken sausage. Coming up! A few months back, I made my very first chicken sausage, and it came out super tasty. The texture was right there, the flavor was great, it was nice and snappy, and because chicken is a lot less flavorful than beef or pork, it really lends itself to a lot of different flavor profiles when making sausage. So of course, the first thing that comes to mind with chicken sausage is buffalo chicken sausage. It was inevitable. And because it's that time of year where buffalo chicken is on everyone's mind, today, that's what we're gonna make, and it is going to be delicious. This is some chicken. In my last chicken sausage video, I went with dark meat, some boneless chicken thighs. And the thought process behind that was chicken thighs have more flavor, they're a little fattier, and seemingly would be better for sausage. But the only problem with thigh meat is, for lack of a better word, it's a little bit slimier, looser of a texture. So that got me thinking, I wonder if chicken breast meat would be better in a sausage. So that's what we're gonna try today. So I got some boneless, skinless chicken boobies here that we are just gonna cube up so they freeze a little bit quicker and fit in the grinder a little bit easier. Beautiful. And because chicken is so lean, we're gonna go in with some fat as well. Last time I used pork fat, this time we're going with some beef fat, because that's what I had handy. And adding a little beef fat flavor to some chicken sausage sounds pretty tasty to me. So 3 pounds of breast meat to 1 pound of brisket fat. I'm now gonna pop this into the freezer for the next 30-40 minutes or so, just to chill down a little bit so we get a nice clean grind. While our meat chills down, go ahead and get our spices ready. Starting with some kosher salt, black pepper, granulated garlic, pink curing salt, and some Frank's Red Hot seasoning blend, which is essentially just Frank's Red Hot in powder form. And we'll also go in with some high temp milk powder as our binder. I got this from thesausagemaker.com, and this is high temp milk powder, which is designed for sausage making. In previous videos, I've used low temp milk powder, which you can get at pretty much every grocery store in the baking section, but that's really more designed for baked goods, although either way, both work great, but I found this works a little bit better. Oh yeah, get that all nice and mixed up. Beautiful. Now that our chicken and beef fat is nice and chilled, let's go ahead and pop it into this bowl. And last time I made chicken sausage, I noticed that the fat ground up a little bit coarser than the meat. So I'm gonna go ahead and send all the fat through once, mix it back in with the chicken and all the spices, and then send it through again. That way, I'll end up with a double grind on all the fat and a single grind on all the chicken, which should give us a really great texture. Beautiful. In with our spices, we go. You know the drill from here, folks. Starting to smell like chicken wings already. That tang from the Frank's Red Hot definitely coming through. From here, I'm gonna go in with my liquid, which today is just gonna be some cold water. And we're just gonna start mixing this up. Water's gonna help everything get a little bit more tacky, as well as adding extra moisture to the sausage, which is gonna help hydrate all the spices. And that binder is gonna really help absorb a lot of that water. Chicken stock would work well. Would have done that if I had some on hand, but I think we got plenty of flavor in here. Nice part about chicken sausages, it doesn't take much to get them nice and tacky. Now that this is looking nice and cohesive, nice and tacky, we can go in and add our cheese. What I got here is some high temp blue cheese from the sausage maker yet again. And this stuff is perfect for making sausage because it's already cubed up in a nice little 1/4-inch dice. And it's designed not to split and break apart like a lot of cheeses do. If you ever try and melt cheddar cheese on a burger or something, you'll notice that it kind of splits and oils out. And the same thing will happen in your sausage if you don't use the proper cheese. That being said, it's not entirely necessary, but especially when it comes to softer cheeses like blue, getting the high temp stuff is really gonna make a difference, giving us that nice studded cheese look at the end of the day. Continuing to work this, knead in all that cheese for even distribution. And before we move on to casing, I'm gonna fry up a little test patty to make sure all the flavor is right where I want it to be. Ooh. Little buffalo chicken burger. Don't mind if I do. Looks pretty tasty to me. Let's see how it is. Salt is right there. Well-rounded flavor. Got a little bit of tang from that Frank's Red Hot powder. Might need a little more heat though. I'm going with a bit more of the Frank's Red Hot seasoning, as well as a little bit of cayenne. Get that all nice and mixed up, and this sausage should be tasting real nice. And of course, I'll have a recipe in the description of this video for all the exact amounts and ingredients that went into this sausage. Let's case it up. Beep. We're going with some good old-fashioned hog casings this week. Tie it off, snip the tip, and we case away. Ooh, nice and plump. Going with some regular sized little links here. Again, this is what, a 4-pound batch, so I want to make sure every link is nice and plump with no air pockets. That way I don't have to prick it and worry about fat and juices leaking out of it. I'm liking the color on it though, nice and red. Love that noise. And as always, you want to make sure you're rotating these, spinning these in the proper direction so you don't unwind the link before it. I should just take a look at it. It's pretty easy to see. I thought about putting these in sheep casings. I thought they'd be a little cuter that way. It'd make for a great little appetizer too. Maybe next time. And just like that, we are all cased up. Gotta love a small batch of sausage. Look at these plump little weens. Let's fire up the pit. Oh, Jesus. Just a couple of dense logs to give us some nice smoldering smoke. There's a spicy little snake in my boot. Ooh, nice and smoky. I'm putting these on a wire rack this time just to keep them a little bit cleaner, especially with these paler sausages. I think it's gonna help out. But we're gonna rock this pit around 150 degrees for the next 4 hours. Nice and low, nice and smoky to get some good color and some good flavor on these little weens. 4 hours later, let's see how these little links are looking. I must say, they are looking nice and plump. That rack really helped keep the soot off them. So we got some nice clean weens, because as we all know, everybody loves a clean ween. I'm gonna shock these in an ice bath to cool them off and stop the cooking process. Shocking sausages like this is a great move because it's gonna seal in all the steam that would come out if we just rested them at room temperature. Nice and plump though, pretty happy about that. That means we're gonna have a nice snappy bite. Did that bounce out? A little taste test already. Let me know how that is. So we're gonna let these chill in this ice bath for the next little bit. That's gonna keep them nice and cold. And it's at this point I would put them in a vac sealed bag, pop them in the freezer if I made a bigger batch. But because the big game is right around the corner, I'll probably just keep these in the fridge until then and then serve them to all of my friends and family. But look at the color on that. That's beautiful. Wiener Mountain. Let's get some of these cooked off. I got this pit fired up to about 275. So we're gonna throw a few of these back on just to cook all the way through. Because at this stage, it's kind of like bacon or any other store-bought sausage you're gonna buy where they're cured and smoked and technically edible at this point, but you're not gonna eat raw bacon, right? You're gonna cook it first. So we're gonna cook this for about 30 minutes or so until they feel nice and plump. The casings have crisped up and dried out a little bit. And because it's chicken, we wanna make sure they're probing at least around 160, 165 degrees. 30 minutes later, these things are feeling nice and plump. I mean, just look at that beautiful link. That is very hot. Ow! You can see it's starting to leak out a little bit, which is a good sign. We know that fat is rendered down. And I gotta say, these things are feeling very nice. So out they come. We're gonna let them rest for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or so, just so they don't spew grease all over the cutting board, and then we will slice on in. Without further ado, let's see how these came out. Should we just start off with a nice snap test? I think we should. Oh, that is lovely. Nice and cheesy, nice and juicy. Good amount of heat on the back end. Great snap in there. That cheese is looking real nice. That is fantastic. Nice and smoky too. Can't go wrong with that. And just look at that texture. So juicy. Get a little cross section, shall we? You can see those blue cheese chunks held together really nicely, which is great. Nice, crispy skin, smoky exterior. That blue cheese is nice. It's a subtle blue cheese, as opposed to something that's too in your face. It's not too spicy. It's got a nice little bit of tang to it. Overall, very tasty sausage. All in all, I would say the chicken breast works very well for making sausage. Still incredibly juicy. I mean, just look at that grease in there. Ooh, a little cheese poke. Because it's such a lighter flavor profile, as opposed to something like a beef jalapeno cheddar or pork sausage or something like that, I could definitely eat a lot more of this than I could other sausage varieties. This has been on the to-do list for a long time, but it always seemed a little bit gimmicky. But I gotta tell you, this is one of the better sausages I have made on this channel. This is super tasty.
Yum, yum, yum.
Very nice texture for a chicken sausage though.
Yeah. I did not think that that was sausage. I did not think that that was chicken.
This would be a great episode if we took some coins of this and put little dabs of all the Hot Ones hot sauces on it. If you want to see me and some buddies do a bunch of Hot Ones hot sauce challenges on some sausage links, I don't know, that'd be a good AMA, you know what I mean? You want to do the official taste test?
Yes.
All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make some absolutely fantastic buffalo chicken sausage links. I highly recommend giving this one a try. Chicken is super cheap and readily available, and this recipe is bound to be a hit at your next football party or gathering. But that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Help the channel grow. I do appreciate it. Drop a comment down below letting me know what you want to see me cook next. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I love to see what y'all are cooking. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.